Evelth City Council meeting, 5 o'clock, September 21st. Roll call.
Councilor Rousey.
Here.
Councilor Lillis.
Here.
Mayor Koivunen.
Here. Approval of the minutes from council meeting September 7th, 2021.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motioned and approved. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion granted. Approval of agenda.
So moved.
Support.
Moved by Rousey, support by Councilor Lillis. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. Appointment and presentations, we have none. The consent agenda, approving a payroll August 16th through the 31st, 2021. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Motion by Rousey, support by Lillis. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Approved. Public hearings, we have none at the moment. Unfinished business, we have none. New business. Resolution adopting proposed tax for the year 2022. Let's look here. General levy. So the person I was gonna ask is not here. She stepped out for a minute. So we have some airtime. The following tax levy pursuant to Chapter 417, Laws 1921. We have a total levy of $2,210,247. And I hear her coming up the steps, so bear with us. We're just kind of killing airtime, so you're here.
Okay. So you folks have met and talked about the proposed tax for 2022, and there's an increase of total levy increase of $125,000. Of that, about $44,000 is for the new debt service on part of the Garfield Street project.
Okay. Any questions?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve by Councilor Lillis,
Seconded.
seconded by Councilor Rousey. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Granted. Resolution adopting proposed budget for the year 2022.
So I applied the increased levy to the budget. The department heads all weighed in. We met with you folks. This is your proposed preliminary budget for 2022.
And this includes the amendments we spoke of at the workshop.
Yes. Now in December, when you set the final levy and the final budget, there's room to make, changes, move money around in the budget. You cannot increase the levy, but you can decrease it if you so choose when you adopt the levy.
And this is just a part of one of our proposed budget for the year that we've been working on, and we will keep you posted on how it's gonna end up. So can I get a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Motion by Councilor Rousey, support by Councilor Lillis. All approved?
Aye.
Aye. No? Motion granted. Set a date for public hearing to discuss the proposed budget and tax for 2022.
So you're required to have a hearing, and it has to be between November 25th and December 28th. And it must start at 6 o'clock or after to allow people to get there from their work. So what you've done in the past, either done it right after the council meeting or had it on an off Tuesday. And so it's really up to you. So your meetings in December are
7th and 21st.
the 7th and 21st.
Well, I'd be in favor of the 7th, I don't know, gentlemen.
7th is just wonderful.
I guess I would be in favor of the 7th, and we have two gentlemen not here, so it's gonna be on the 7th.
You rammed that one through, excellent.
Well, you know, it's the old saying, you snooze, you lose.
Yeah, they're lucky there's no committee appointments.
At 6 PM, so you also have to choose where you want to hold that meeting. Whether it's here, the auditorium, that's up to you.
I think the last few times we've had it at the auditorium, but I don't think we've really had that many people showing up. So I would probably think it'd be easier for us just to meet here, if you guys think that.
Especially if we have it after a meeting, if we do that.
Works for me.
Well, then let's go with that.
Okay.
Okay.
You wanna make a motion to that?
I would make
December
that a
7th
motion, Mayor,
at
or
6
Pro
PM, City
Tem.
Hall.
I'll second that motion.
Moved and supported.
December 7th.
Let's, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion granted. Okay, we have number 4, authorize staff to work with Brian Zadnikar, Ed's Body Shop regarding city-owned property at 408 Vale Road in Evelth. Can I get a motion?
I'll move that.
I'll support.
Moved and supported. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion passes, and that is just for the people to know that Brian's gonna do some expanding down there with his business. They're going to, I can't really get into too much of it because I really don't know that much of it yet. It's just, he's gonna be moving his business and expanding. So we'll keep you up with it when we know more. Okay, number 5, consider accepting the Parks Commission's recommendation to raise camping rates effective October 1st, 2021. And we had, our 2020 rate was $25 a day. The proposed rate is $30 a day. The weekly camping with electricity and water was $150 a week. Their proposed $200 a week. The monthly camping with electricity and water is $500 a month. The proposed is $600 a month. The seasonal camping, May 1st through September 30th, is $1,500 a year. The proposed rate is $2,000 a year. Winter storage is $100 a season. Proposed rate is $200 a season. And with that being the rates, I'm gonna turn it over to Jerry.
Yeah, there's one misprint in there. I see seasonal camping is actually $1,600 a year in 2021. That's one price we raised up, I think, 2 years ago or so. And I'm not sure why I had it on 50, but it was 16.
Okay,
And,
so you're only going up 400.
it'd be 400. And most of these rates, the park commission and I have been looking them over for the last 3-4 years. And they are low compared to other campgrounds that are area amenities. So we're just trying to get them up in that same category. They're still lower than a lot of places, but it is a really nice campground. And people have, been flocking there for years now. We just want to get the rates up to everybody else.
Okay, yeah, it's come a long way from, years ago. I mean, we've gone from, with 20 campgrounds to, we're at 59, 60 now. So, and it's a booming place in the summertime. So with that being said, can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Councillor Lillis, supported by Councillor Rousey to raise the rates. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion granted. Huh. Number 6.
There we go.
Here it is.
There we go.
Consider accepting Public Work Director's recommendation to raise utility rates. I'm gonna turn that right over to you.
This won't affect the average customer, but every once in a while I go through our rates and see if we're doing everything we can possible to stay up even with everybody else for what it costs us to produce water and treat sewage. So when I was looking this year, well, the last couple of years, I've noticed that we don't have a water availability charge or well, we have a $75 water charge. If somebody new comes in and taps into our water service, it's $75, which is really cheap compared to other communities. It's pretty much nothing. And the Sept charge is a sewer availability charge, which we have nothing. So when somebody comes in and taps into our sewer, it's nothing. And it costs a lot of money, and you have to have the ability to expand. So they pay a one-time rate of $500 for the sewer, $250 for the water access charge. And that's just anybody tapping into the system.
So if you're building a new house or a new business, or that's to tap into it, it's five?
That's just to tap in and get that service in our system.
Okay. Anybody got any other questions?
And the bulk water, we went up, I think 5 years ago to $8 a thousand, and bulk water is mainly just for contractors. When they come into town, they're looking for water, they tap off our hydrant. We make the hydrant, they tap off of it, and it costs them $8 for a thousand, which is nothing. So I just want to get that up to where it's costing about what it should for them to come in and buy water from us.
And that's not that big of a jump.
No.
Okay, anything else?
That's all I have.
Jerry, thank you for getting us up to date, because I don't mind being low end, but I don't want to be, you know, we want to be competitive too. We want to get what we got coming, so I appreciate that.
Okay,
So moved.
so moved by Councilor Rousey,
Support?
support by Councilor Lewis. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion granted. Number 7, consider purchase.
He needs to remove that.
Yeah, that can be removed right now.
Okay, number 7 is not on here anymore. I'm glad I was notified, like right now.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to number 8. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Consider purchase of 2 VFDs, one for the water treatment plant and the 2 million gallon reservoir. And I will let you explain what the 2 VFDs are.
Adjustable frequency drives, and what they do is they start up our pumps, and they start them up running fast, and then they slow them down to whatever frequency we want them at, so they really save on pumps, because usually a pump will, if it starts up, it's gonna run full blast the whole time. Well, with these VFDs, it kind of slows them down to the pace you want, so you're not always running that pump at 100%, so your pumps last longer. And we have them in every building. But what happened here, within a 3-week period, we lost 2 of them. One in the water plant and one at our green reservoir down there. And what happens with them are the drives go out or the motors go out, one of the two. And they're about half the price to fix. They're brand new 5,400. If we were to fix one, we could probably fix it for $2,500, just the bottom half, but then you'd have a 14-year-old drive in, which is gonna go at any time. And the shelf life, or the life on those are about 8 years, and we've got 14 years on both of these. So I mean, they
Wow.
lose their expectations, but now they're starting to drop. You know?
Okay.
And, yeah, they just said if you get 8 years out of those VFDs, you're really doing it.
And it's just doing business.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're
That's
telling
what
us
happened.
there's a need and you gotta have it.
yeah.
So any other questions?
Motion to approve the purchase?
I will second that.
Motion by Councilor Lewis, supported by Councilor Rousey. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion granted. Okay, number 9, consider approving Veterans Park Campground Manager's Agreement for the years 2022 to 2024. Jer?
Again, the Park Commission and I have been discussing new contract with Veterans Parks managers. They do a fabulous job out there. And I thought they might be done after this year, but they decided to stick around. We offered them to try to lock them in a 3-year contract, and they agreed. And they're not asking for any more or any less than what they've got every year, with a little more compensation, and, we do definitely recommend locking them in for another 4 years, because they do a fabulous job.
Well, you know, I haven't heard, we had in years past, if somebody wasn't doing that great out there, we would hear about it. Now, I haven't heard one thing about, you know, that they're running it very well, you know, so. Any other questions?
And if you take a look on the back of that paper also, you can see kind of what our revenue's been, how they've been climbing since the late 80s, and how much we've paid the managers over the years, so. Well, it's not like it went up drastically, but our increase in revenue has definitely went up drastically.
Yeah, we're at 50 campsites. You know, we started, we were at 22. And then now we have, you know, the shower and everything out there. You know, so it has come a long way.
It's been moving along every year.
I think each year gets better. You know, I mean, there's
Every year
waiting
it's
lists
getting
for
better.
people now.
And pizza has done a wonderful job out there.
Okay, anything else?
Oh, and his wife too.
Yeah, they're a good team.
Yes,
out there.
they are.
He brings them down earth once in a while.
Everybody needs to get pulled back a hair.
It's called an anchor.
Anything else? Can I get a motion approving the campground managers agreement?
I think it's my turn. I'll move that.
I'll support.
Moved by Councilor Rousey, supported by Councilor Lewis. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion granted. Okay, here we go. Consider certified police patrol officer eligibility list. Chief?
Yeah, so last Thursday, Public Safety Committee and I interviewed 5 candidates, and these were the top 4. That will be hired now.
Okay, and then you'll go through the motions and let us know what we're gonna get eventually.
I'll bring that forward, yes.
Thanks for the hard work. You yourself?
You also?
Well, I'll go like that.
Thanks, both of you. How's that? I'll get behind you, pat you.
Okay. And we had a lot of good candidates. You know, it's just like everything else, you gotta pick one of them, or maybe 2. Okay, so do we have to make a motion on that? Okay, can I
So
get,
moved.
Second.
you guys are quick.
Well, we got it down now.
Motion by Councilor Lillis, supported by Councilor Rousey. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion granted. Okay, Councilors' presentation committee reports, board and liaison. Anybody have anything to say, John?
Well, me and Councilor Lewis were at a HRA meeting, and everything seems to be going just wonderfully there. We discussed projects for this year. We discussed all our finances and what we have left and how much we can use. And of course, as you know, me being a financial wizard, I count on our people to have that information vetted, and everything she gave to us was right in line. Oh, Mr. Ao was there too, he'll verify, because he's on that committee. But I thought that things are going swimmingly, and they're looking at like some improvements, you know, we gotta get the doors changed out and stuff, and that ain't cheap. But it's going good. I think, that's what I got out of it anyway.
The HRA is interesting because it's like once you get everything fixed up, then you gotta start all over and do it again. You know, it's just.
Well, it's a constant habit.
Yeah, well, you have to go through so many laws and regulations and everything else, so I mean, it's a constant grind, so you guys do a good job on there.
But to show for the need for it, the place is always full.
Yes, yes,
It's there, we don't have to sell it, there's people waiting to get it, so.
then that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And again, we
That's
don't
what
hear
it's all
hardly any
about.
complaints here on it,
No,
you know, that means things are running good, kind of.
there's always room for improvement, but you know, that 0.4%, we can chase that for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
Anything in the 90s, I'm always happy.
Anything else?
I do have one announcement is that I found out today is that on January 1st, the Hippodrome is gonna be 100 years old.
100 years old.
100 years old.
Wow.
I did hear, just on the back burner, probably gonna get in trouble for spilling the beans, but they might be looking at some sort of program or some sort of celebration, something to commemorate that and make it into a thing that's going on down there in January, whether it's a youth tournament or whatever, perhaps, get some attendees.
I think that would be a great
and
idea.
stuff, because it is, what I found out, that it's one of the oldest, hockey arenas in the nation, fourth or fifth oldest. And I think it's the oldest in the state. I'm not sure on that information, but.
Almost
And I
every
think
hockey
that- I
player
think
knows.
that's pretty outstanding. When you go to San Diego and you tell somebody you're from Evelth and you ask you, oh, did you play hockey in the Hippodrome? It's out there. The Hippodrome isn't just Evelth. It isn't just Minnesota. It's nationwide. So we should take that treasure and treat it as a treasure and celebrate its 100th birthday.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. But it's in the hands of other people right now, and we're gonna rely on them to come back to us with what they wanna do and see what transpires out of it.
Well, we are here if they want to talk to us.
I guarantee you that they will be collaborating with the city as to that type of deal, because it is a city-owned building.
Yep.
Boy, did I talk, okay.
Are you done?
I think so.
Councilor Lewis?
Nothing tonight, sir.
I have nothing. So, Chief, anything?
I just wanna let the public know next Friday already,
No, here we go.
everybody's favorite calendar parking will be starting, next Friday, so the first 2 weeks we hand out these little warning notices. Get everybody in the habit of parking where it starts, and the officers are just thrilled about it.
I think everybody's thrilled about it.
Friendly reminder that when will be starting.
So
That's all I have.
2 weeks
Al?
of not doing that, right?
I have a couple of things, I guess, to bring up. So first, the good news, Sami Bituminous, the sub for Vite was on Garfield Street today doing the grading. They intend to pave tomorrow. Weather-wise and stuff went okay today.
There'll be much rejoicing on Upper
so
Hayes Street.
long-waited,
Much.
a little bit of rain kind of held a few things off, but some activity there again. On Friday, Vite would like to do some tree planting, and they needed some answers on a couple substitutions. I got this, and obviously it's kind of short notice. I realize we had 10 silver maple trees in there. They're wondering if they can put autumn blaze in because of the availability of what stocks there. So that's real similar. They had red oak. The substitution that they're looking there is just container versus a burlap. And then we had ash trees in there, 9 ash trees, which aren't available anywhere in Minnesota because of the emerald ash borer infestation. They were looking to substitute, they suggested a Redmond linden. I've never heard of it, so I had to look it up. It's kind of like a dogwood. We don't have to accept that. We could ask them to do ash, or instead of ash, do extra maple or extra oak. Just something that came up.
But the only thing that you mentioned that I know of are the maple and the oak. I was gonna ask Jerry what he thought. I mean, then what do you guys think? Would you?
We got enough basswoods in town. We like color. If you got color on it, Lee's, that makes people feel better.
I mean, what do you guys think?
The linden tree, doesn't that grow real tall?
Yes, I looked it up. There's this big shade tree, 75-foot tall, fast growing species. I don't know much about it other than that.
They're a hardy tree, aren't they? I
That's
guess.
what it looked like. It fits the zone, I believe it's like a zone 2 to 8, so it would grow in this region. They're not common. And if you don't want to make a decision on that one, I get it.
And
Sure.
We can look into this too a little bit more.
I was gonna say, why don't you two look into it a little bit, because I have no idea all the different trees you said,
And
and
we wanna make sure they're a good boulevard tree too, because there's
Yeah.
a lot of species out there that are not boulevard trees.
We're gonna be going back there every 2 or 3 years, pulling them out because they're dead.
Yeah, just low and, so we'll talk more.
Okay.
Perfect.
Just work with Jerry on that and just let us know.
Yep, and then, last thing I had, brought was, so I did get a hold of a logger, I got the contract in my email some point today when I was out and about. They asked to tentatively have it flagged and everything ready for them potentially next week. They'd be in there if they finish the project they're currently working on, so.
Oh, good.
Toward the end of next week, if all goes well, we'll see that project potentially start up as well.
Well, that would be nice. It looks like we got nice weather for the next 7-8 days, so hopefully we can get a lot of these projects going and done. Anything else, Al?
That's all I had.
Jer?
I was just gonna mention on, when we talked about today about the base coat and the order.
Oh, yes.
Is that still something we need to talk about? Because Masabi did ask if they can put down the base this year and we wait till next year to put the top coat on. And there's pros and cons to both of them. You know, if anything sinks or, you know, moves a little bit, they have to come back for warranty work no matter how many layers they put on. And if they just put a base on, we're plowing against curves that are probably, you know, you got a couple inches hanging on the edge of the curves, which would bring the curves up a lot. So I guess that's just something we wanted to talk to you about and see what your thoughts on it. Would you want to go ahead and finish it all this year and be done with it? Or should we ride on it for a year and, you know, if there's any movement, then it won't.
My preference would be to have the project completed in its entirety unless it's absolutely necessary to do otherwise.
And if it did sink, they have to come back to fix it anyway.
Yeah, they'd have to come and fix it.
Correct.
And brand new curbing with big chunks flying off, it bothers me tremendously.
Yeah, and that's the biggest
It
part
does.
I don't like about it.
No, and I don't care how good a plower you are, you're gonna touch it and that's gonna give, cause them plows are heavy and you're not creeping, so. I too think we should finish it up and be
In
done
my
with it.
opinion, I feel that way also.
Plus, my neighbors won't wanna hurt me.
That's
They don't wanna deal with another
Then
year.
if you could just tell me like it,
like it complete.
Like it
That's the way the
completed.
contract,
Yeah.
got written is, I believe I'll have to verify this, I believe the final completion date was October 15th. We were trying to get it done prior to this, in case we got early cold weather, that could make that final paving seems not as well, but yes, it was brought up that
Do you see any problem with making that deadline?
not right now, as long as they got the space car stuff, so we were kinda getting worried about. Jerry had brought it up with me a couple weeks ago already, when is it happening, and we weren't getting anywhere on it, and weren't hearing nothing, and.
Well, even if they have,
Somebody was booked, and,
if they have to go a little bit longer too, I mean, middle of October, you still got 3 weeks to deer season, there's usually not snow on the ground until then, so.
I prefer they get it done now, that warmer weather is better for,
Oh, yeah.
the seams when you get it in, they just bind better and everything. But yeah, the final lift is what they were worried about, so say there was a warranty correction, if you put the.
okay, Jer, anything else?
That's it, thank you.
Oh, you sounded so pleasant there. Jackie, do you have anything?
I don't have anything, thanks.
Steph? You know I have to ask, Bobby's watching me. Well, I have nothing, Bill has nothing, I guess, that's it. Meeting adjourned.